Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful, man. Happy to be here in beautiful Spain.
You like Spain, no?
I love it. It's beautiful, good food, good people. I'm really, really enjoying it.
So we want to ask you first, what do you think about this huge event, about the King of Europe? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it's a great event. You know, I'm really excited to be here driving on a MotoGP track. It's a very fast track. And I've been watching King of Europe for a while. You know, obviously I've been competing in the US a lot and competing in China. But I've never done competition here in Europe. Yeah, I mean, the really cool thing about drifting is it's very unique in different places all over the world, right? You know, Formula Drift kind of has its style and is what it is. And the King of Europe is very diverse because there's so many different drivers from so many different countries, so many cultures, so many different kinds of, you know, personalities, and that really shows through drifting. Some of the cars are really wild builds. There's not, you know, they don't have the rules that we have in the US with the car build. So, you know, you have tube chassis cars and, you know, one guy sitting in the back seat of his car. So it's very different. But at the end of the day, we're all here drifting and connected through drifting.
And let us know why you start in drift and how you start with in drift. Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you know, for me, drifting is my life. It's everything I think about, all I want to do. And it's been that for the last 12 years. I would always be like, Dad, do a burnout or do a donut. I just always loved that feeling. And when I was 4, I got a go-kart. And I used to just play around. It wasn't a fancy go-kart, just a little yard cart. And I used to pull the little paddle brake. And I just always loved that feeling. And, you know, through my teenage years, I used to skateboard and BMX and race motocross. And then when I was 18, I saw a video of drifting. Yeah. And I was just like, this is the coolest. You know, it's skateboarding with cars. You show your style, you show your personality, and driving badass cars. And I just fell in love with it. So I used to play in industrial parks and parking lots, and then I went to an event, and that's where I really fell in love and fell in love with just the scene and the culture. And it just reminded me of, you know, a bunch of friends skateboarding together. And from there on, I just loved it and chased a dream.
We are in love with your car, with your project, the RTR-X.
The RTR-X.
Okay, so we want to know a little bit of that car because we think that car is amazing.
The RTR-X was a wild project that I did with Need for Speed. It started out as a 69 Ford Mustang, and I took things that I love about car culture, European car culture, Japanese car culture, American car culture, and kind of put them together. Wow. You know, that's kind of what I've done with RTR overall, and the RTR-X was a really wild experiment, if you will. So it basically is a 69 Mustang. We completely did all the suspension custom. So the front of the car was built to have very good steering angle and also good handling. It also has a new style 5.0 engine that is in the new Mustangs. Yeah. But we put individual throttle body fuel injection, so the stacks out of the hood, to one for performance and the other to have that good period correct 1969 look, right?
Oh, yeah.
And other than that, it has a 6-speed transmission, it has a 9-inch rear end with all custom adjustable rear geometry, so the car can drive on the street, it can go drifting, it can go road racing. Whatever you want to do, that's what that car can do. And that's also what we do with our dealer cars in the Mustang RTR.
Yeah, so nice because we're in love with that car. It's amazing. And the little problem is that here in Europe, we have the inspection to the vehicles and we can't do that kind of thing.
Yeah, and in the US, we have inspection too, but when it's over 25 years old, you can get away. You can get
amazing.
lucky.
That's amazing.
You have street rods and stuff.
That's amazing. So. Okay, so to finish, we want to know, because we have some friends in Fresh Import followers that they are in the drifting world, that they don't really know how to do it. So how to enter, how a little bit some advices if you can say to them.
Sure.
Because, you know, it could be nice.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I encourage everybody to go drifting. It's a lot of fun. It teaches you very good skill behind the wheel, whether you want to go road racing or just driving on the street. It's really good to know how to control a car. You don't need a crazy car. You don't need a million horsepower. You don't need all carbon fiber. All you need is a car that can spin the rear tires.
Yeah.
2 rear tires spinning will allow you to perform drifting. And you have to find that perfect balance for the amount of power that you have to keep the tires spinning. And then go out and start going to local events. Ask questions, ask the good drivers there, the guys that have the experience. It's a big family, so everybody's happy to help. And listen and, practice.
And this car, you can tell us some specs with it have inside or?
Yeah, so this is a 2014 Ford Mustang RTR. It has a 750 horsepower engine in it. Has a 4-speed dog box transmission. The entire body of the car, all of the metal has been removed and it's been replaced with composite. It weighs about 1,250 kilos. It has a quick change differential, so we can change the gears in 5 minutes. And it's just a fully built drift car. It's for drifting, engineered for drifting, and I love it. It's a lot of fun, and it sounds really good. No turbo, no supercharger, all air and engine.
Okay. So, muchísimas gracias a todos. Este reportaje se va a publicar en freshimport.com y queremos agradecer sobre todo a Monster, and thank you, Vaughn, because you're amazing, your car is amazing, and thank you so much for coming here to our country, and thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Okay.
Take it easy.
5 minutes. We can push them a little.
We gotta clean the track.
Espera.